Podcast, back again for the podcast logo build. Um, Hope you're all doing wonderfully today. It is super humid in the basement. I'm sorry, studio, because it just won't stop raining. And there's a corner of the basement that is really more of just like a dam, barely holding the water back. So let me show you what we have so far. Remind you what we have so far. So we got this videotape. We got the base. We got a whole bunch of raspberries to glue to it, and that's really all I need to do today. Is get this covered in raspberries in a way that makes it look like the VHS is sitting on a mound of golden raspberries. One other quick order of business. If you hear some jingle jangle, that's my cat Bushy. She has figured out how to get down here in the not basement studio. Yeah, she's a wonderful cat, but she does not like to be alone. And by wonderful cat, I mean the reason we have a bell on her is because she likes to torment her sister, and the bell kind of gives us all a warning. Anyway, so special guest star Bushy Bushyasta, the cat. Okay, got my hot glue gun. I got my glue sticks. I've got my glue spreader, which is also my favorite dry brushing brush. You can tell because it's dead. And I got a pen that I don't need. All right, let's just kind of put these on here and see if I can get an idea of how I want them to go. Keeping in mind that the picture will start here, so I don't really need to put raspberries below that mark. So underneath this black top is a lot of tinfoil that you may recall us using to build up the mound. Probably should just start gluing them on, and then along the bottom here, and then build up from there, which I reckon is what I'm gonna do. There is one raspberry, and I think there's 20 of these that is not glittered, so I'm trying to keep an eye out so it doesn't sneak in. So got a little game today we can play. It's called How Many Times is Jack Gonna Burn His Fingers? I'm guessing 6. That's what I'm gonna guess. Not from like gluing them on, but from like trying to adjust them, but without using my paintbrush to do so. But feel free to make your guesses in the chat if you think there's going to be fewer burns or more burns. Oh boy, gonna need a little bit more in there. Another game that I'm playing is I only have so many glue sticks. I like everything with this podcast. It's being done as quickly as possible before I have a chance to think about whether or not I want to do it, or if I'm too anxious to do it. So I didn't get a chance to like order a bunch of new glue sticks. We'll see. Hopefully this will be enough. And if not, then I think what I won't be able to do is like with these 3 underneath. There's some space that I'd like to fill in with hot glue, but I may not have enough to do so. A little bit more in there. Batch right in there. Oh, you're you're already getting stuck. So, I would like to talk about some disappointing news that I got. Not yesterday, but the day before. You see, I work. Oh, maybe like one right there. I better build out the whole base before I go stacking them. I don't like where I work. I'm not going to say where it is exactly because they have more money than God and probably more lawyers too. But I don't like it, and it's it's not what I went to school for. So like what I do is I work in a kitchen. I can tell you that, and I work. What I generally tell people is like, oh yeah, I do whatever they need me to do, which saves me the embarrassment of saying like I wash dishes and change garbage, which needs not to shit on that job. Like people need the dishes washed and garbage changed, but in our society, it's not seen as very prestigious, especially not for somebody who owes a bunch of money because they went to college. Like if I was going to be a garbage dish boy, I didn't really need to go to college to do that. But hey, super cool. I'm going to readjust here. It I'm sure I'm not blowing through these raspberries. Now we got plenty. It doesn't help that my very first job when I was a wee lad of 14, the name they gave it was waste management. But wouldn't you know, it was changing garbage. There's some sweeping, but I do sweeping at work as well. The only thing I don't do, so I my first job was at the a ballpark, like a double A ballpark, which is a step below the professionals for those who aren't sports languaged, much like myself. I don't know if it's true or not, but somebody told me that like when you see cobwebs in a movie, it's just hot glue. That's pretty neat. To me, it is. I hope I have enough raspberries. So I'm, God damn it, I'm 34, and I started that job when I was 14. So, 20 years later, I am doing the same job I was doing when I was 14. And I know that's an oversimplification, but it doesn't feel good to be doing the same thing after spending quite a lot of time in school and trying to learn. So the point I'm very slowly getting to is I've been trying to, like, the end goal here is I'd love more than anything in the world to be able to make a living off of creating stuff. I would prefer it to be in the realm of filmmaking, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. I love filmmaking, but I need to tell stories. Like that is the thing that if you put me alone in a room with like a pencil and paper and leave me to my own devices, I'm going to write something. Oh no. Time to recharge. Okay, there we go. But it is very difficult to do that. And how do you say eat and pay rent, which are things that I'm pretty big fan of. I got an ice cream problem. I got an ice cream habit, and working for making money off of my art isn't going to feed that. Okay. So I'm going to do, because you can kind of see the raspberries I've got going on. They might look like a lot, but there's a lot to add. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a single layer across the whole thing before I go and try to like build it out, which is what I I hope I have enough to do, but we shall see. Anyway, get in there. Yeah, so like that's more or less what I went to school for. I went to school for theater performance, and I don't know if there was like a focus for this at the time, but like I focus on directing, and I'd like to do that thing. I don't want to be rich and famous. I just don't want to have to wash dishes for a living. But I understand that that's a ways off, and that is the dream of many an artist. But what I would like is to not do the same job I did when I was 14. So I applied to a bunch of stuff a while back. Part of it's because my coworker. Part of it's because like I don't want to work. I don't want to do that job. But like I've been there for a minute, like almost a decade, and it was finally like, oh, I think I found you. I think that's the one that doesn't have glitter on it. Maybe might have some like contact glitter. No, I'm just kidding. It's this one. It doesn't have any glitter on it. That son of a gun. But like a bunch of my coworkers I get along with really well are leaving, and like the job's not getting any easier. There's a supervisor there who just really doesn't. We don't get along very well, which I'm not going to go into, but it's pretty miserable to work there with him there. And this, I heard about this job at Dick's Sporting Goods, which I'm like, man, I don't know a damn thing about sports aside from like baseball that I was forced to play for however many years. But this was specifically going to be about camping. I'm like, oh, I like the woods. Pick me. And they were like, oh, maybe. The job was specifically going to be a call center job, which sounds like hell, but is also would have been great for me. I mean, I don't like being in confrontations on the phone. Not that all of them would be that, but it would allow me to, one, so I walk to work, and two, so I wouldn't have to do that, and then two, I would have more time here because I'm not walking to work, and I'm not traveling to work on this things like this, the important work. Oh, I'm gonna put that raspberry aside before I end up using it. All right, let's step back and take a look at what we got so far. Stand up. It's getting there, but it definitely needs to like build out off of these, right? Like for it to actually look like a pile of raspberries, there's going to need to be more added, like a second layer here and there, not all across the same thing, the whole thing, kind of like a piece there or like a piece there, stacking them out. But my concern, and we'll see, is that like I'm already feeling better about it, putting those there just for an example. We'll see if I have enough to build up in that area. Well, we'll take this little journey and see if I need to order some more. So I was like, oh, cool, like a job where people call. Pardon my jungles. A job where people call and they're like, hey, I want to go camping. I'm like, nice. That's pretty cool. What do you want to know? And they'd be like, do I need a tent? And I'd be like, probably. Do you want a sleeping bag too? And they're like, yeah, a sleeping bag would be good. Oh, shit, I didn't mean to do that. Like, all right, let's look through these sleeping bags. And then we would talk, and then I would be jealous that they're camping and I'm not. But it's something that, like, if I were sitting around with a bunch of my buds, I would probably talk to them about camping anyway. Because I sure do like the woods. And I got pretty far in the interviewing process. I made it past the recruiter, and then I made it to some supervisors, and you can, I don't know about you, but like I can tell when I've either like really messed up an interview or I've crushed it. And man, I felt really good about this one. I was like, oh, I crushed that interview. Um, but I guess not well enough, because I got an email 2 days ago it was one of those generic emails like, we had to make a really hard decision. Like, gosh, golly, it hurts us more than it hurts you to decide. You're just not the right person for the job. We decided to go with somebody else. So that sucked. And it means I'll be at my current job longer, obviously. And like, because I'm putting a lot of time and effort into a podcast and some other projects. And anybody who's like tried to look for a job recently knows that it is, how you say, its own job to look for a job. So I would not have the time or the spoons to do this, what we're doing here now, my normal job, and then look for another job on top of that. So right now it's kind of on the back burner. If something comes along that I, like talking about camping, I'll take the time to apply for it. But for now, I'm going to continue on course as I had been doing, but more bummed about it. But what I wanted to do, so like I've never, probably the closest, I just want to see how, it's very front heavy, so it's probably gonna, I'll have to mount this onto something to keep it upright. I mean, also just taking a picture of it so it could lay flat on something. So I've never, geez, I don't know if you guys can hear the thunderstorm outside. I really hope we don't lose power, but like if I magically disappear, that's what happened. I've been losing my power a lot in this house this summer. A lot of thunderstorms. But we'll keep going and see if that happens. Anyway, before I was rudely interrupted, I was going to say, I've never done the like freelance artist thing. Like I've never gotten to not completely, like I've taken time off work to work on a project, but I've never like woken up in the morning like I'm an artist and I make money on my art. I'm gonna do the art things, and then that's my job. And I last night I was like, why don't I? Why don't I? At least try it for a day. Why don't I try being that freelance artist? Oh man, we're down to like 5 raspberries. I'll wake up. I'll feed the cats, water the plants, and then I'll get to work. I'll go to work, aka the studio, aka the basement, and get in there. See what it's like. Kind of be king for a day, and that that's what I'm doing. And it's it's different than what it would actually be like, because one, I wouldn't have just finished a 5-day work week where I'm running around like an idiot at work, so I would have more energy. But so far it's all right. I mean, I'm only 3.5 hours into my quote unquote work day. I woke up, fed the cats, watered the plants, watered the cats, fed the plants, and I wonder if I can chop that side off. Ate some frosted mini wheats, blueberry flavor. Made some coffee. Came down to the studio, started working on the edit for the Wild Wild West DeRazzled episode. So episode 1 to you guys. Let's see what that video tape looks like. And I have my regular to-do list, right? Wake up, check. Eat, you betcha. What was that? I had to make some scheduling things. Then I was editing, and now here we are, stream logo build, and then siesta. I do that every day. Make a list, but then I have the here's the list I would be working on if I were able to do this for a career. This is the DeRazzled stuff, the podcast stuff. This is the comic book stuff that needs done. This is the stuff that needs done with American Curse, the feature, and then here's the stuff with the novel. And today, the day I am the person that I want to be, I got that done ahead of schedule. That was working on the work print of the film. And here we're going to supposedly finish the logo. That's not true, but we'll get close. Work on stuff, yeah. So, I took a break for lunch, like big worker peoples do. I do need that there, don't I? It's going to be interesting. A little there. On you go. I feel like I'm injecting Twinkies. I need to stand and take another look at this. I guess we're down to two-ish raspberries. Yeah, I'm going to end up having to order more, which is fine because we're having fun, aren't we? Who doesn't want to spend more time gluing raspberries? Yeah, I think those 3 will go there, and that's what it'll have to be. I still have plenty of spray paint and regular paint and more glitter than I'll ever need. Let's see what the tape on it. Yeah, see, that's what I want is for the raspberries to start building up around the VHS. So you're not looking directly down at this. So let me see if I can make that happen. So you're getting a 3-dimensional look with the raspberries kind of coming up over top of the VHS where the VHS is sitting. And in order to do that, we need more raspberries. Damn it. All right, let me glue these last couple ones on there. But yeah, hey, it's been nice to be my own boss and my own supervisor. Certainly less time spent hiding in a bathroom. Less time spent on the phone. Second thing? I don't think so. I certainly get more shit done. Let's make that one a little bit more sturdy. Gosh, I got into this conversation with my landlord of all people, where he's like, yeah, people only, they did studies and people only actually work for 2 hours of their workday and the rest of the time spent standing around. I'm like, first of all, you don't. You're a landlord, you don't actually have a job. But yeah, no, I mean, that's true. There's the very work intensive part of the day, and then there's the looking busy part of the day. And I haven't really experienced that. I'm just doing the thing I want to do. So I aside from that shit, I thought it was because the landlord's been in here doing I guess we'll call them repairs. So like it's been very, very humid and moist in the house, and I had to move a bunch of shit for him to reach the ceiling in my bedroom. And then I put everything back, and I like super cleaned the room just to make it feel like mine again. And it's like almost midnight, but I'm feeling good because I'm doing the thing. And there. A giant fucking spider comes out of literally nowhere. Like it comes from a corner of the room. It materialized and it's like the second floor, so there's not really a whole lot of spiders up there. I've only ever seen those like little teeny like dust ones. They don't hurt anybody. So I just my animal brain kicks in, and it's like, danger, massive spider. And my brain then is like, find shoe. But there are no shoes because I literally just cleaned everything. So I grabbed the closest thing to me that's dense, which happens to be a hardcover copy of Dolores Claiborne by Stephen King. And I put it on top of the spider because it's big enough that I don't have to like get my fingers too close. I just like drop it on. And then I'm like, that spider's alive underneath there, must kill. And like looking at me, it's not the cover of the book, it's the author's photo of Stephen King. And I like look at Stephen in the eye, and I just punch him in the face. I'm so sorry, Stephen. And I like lifted the book up, and it was just like the biggest, juiciest spider, and it like cartoon splatted across my carpet and the back of, I guess the front of Dolores Claiborne. Okay, well that. Well, I wish I could have gotten this done today. This will also give me some time to order some more glue sticks. And if I've learned anything from making film or doing art shit in general, it's like, oh, I can get this done in one day. It's like day 9. Like I almost got that one part of that one thing done that I meant to do in like an afternoon. Such is life. Let's get like a little bit more of this on there just to make sure nothing like falls off. But looks like this will be a shorter one simply because I done ran out. So I think for the rest of the day of my imaginary day as a freelance princess, I really would like to get that episode edited of DeRazzled. It's not hard, it's just tedious to edit them. And man, like sometimes I get stuck editing the same, like not even second, but like same like quarter of a second of and you just like you hear your stupid voice over and over and over again. You're like, do I really laugh like that? Like that's the stupidest fucking laugh. Can I edit that out? But no, I'm gonna try to get that done today. And then yeah, I'm also not gonna do like a full 8-hour day because in this magical dream world where I'm an artist for a living, I have 6-hour work days. It's pretty cool. See this from above a little bit. I think I might have to paint. Did that like paint come off? It may have. I think I'm gonna need to paint that just so that doesn't stick out. Like we're getting there. It's come a long way from being tinfoil and some plastic fruit. A little bit more in there would be nice, and like just enough to cover up that there. I would like just like build up, maybe not, maybe like here, like just build up enough that like it really comes up over the tape a little bit. And then build out the base so it has more of a dimension to it. You can cover up as many as of the places where you can kind of see through to the base as possible. So guess I'll do that. In the meantime, I guess that means for the next things doing Twitch stream, I wasn't going to, but I'll do some more of me working on the Knife Breaker comic, and forever and ever inch closer towards the completion of that. All right, Jags. Thanks for hanging out with me during my workday, non-workday. I'll talk to you soon.